Hey, how you doing? This is the next day after I had been filming some extremely interesting objects. I mean, several of them. This is the next day. Now, did you happen to see that flash? Well, I sure did. And I thought, what in the world? These guys taking pictures of me as they're flying by? And then I stopped to think. The military does not need a flash bulb to take a picture of somebody. You know what I'm saying? In the day or the night, right? But there was definitely a flash right there. Something else I noticed, both these helicopters have four rotors, okay? I mean, they're probably carrying equipment that they can look through your walls with if they want to, you know what I'm saying? So they don't need a flash bulb. Now, later that night, okay, after the helicopters went by at about midnight, I'm sitting in my living room watching TV, and through the sliding glass door, I see this extremely bright white light flashing from red to white, red to white. I'm like, do you believe this? I mean, are they really going to try, taking pictures of me in my apartment, in the middle of the night? I mean, get real. So I grab my camera, take a blurry photograph, and then I start looking at it. I'm like, man, that's not a helicopter, right? That's an object that's going from white to red. It's not two different objects. It's a singular object, not unlike the flash that was in the helicopter video. Now, check it out. This was not attached to the helicopter. It's down to the left of the helicopter right here and not really bright, okay? Now it's a little bit brighter and it's moved. So it's not attached to the helicopter. And finally, it goes back to invisible again, very quickly. So that thing was probably there the whole time. This is in between the camera and the helicopter, no doubt in my mind. And I think it's the same thing that I got that red and white photograph of right there. So now, going forward a couple days ahead of this right here, okay, I'm sitting in my living room working on the images, and I hear another helicopter. I'm like, yeah, that thing sounds pretty close. So I run outside and I look, and I'm looking at a pilot and a co pilot looking right at me. I mean, there ain't no doubt about it. That helicopter's turned at about a 30-degree angle, and I'm like, geez, what's up with that? So I took a video of it, and this is what it looks like. This thing here was no, Walmart special. It looks like to me these are special blades on here. Of course, it looks like to me they've got silencers on the blade. I don't recognize a particular type of helicopter that this is, but it's not a cheap one, that's for sure. You know what I'm saying? Look at that tail on that thing. So anyway, it's got to be. I mean, it doesn't even. I don't know. Is that a foreign helicopter? I don't know, but there was like a lot of activity. I mean, a lot going on at night as far as I'm concerned. And then this stuff started going on during the day, and it's like, what in the world? You won't believe some of the videos I got from all this. This is one right here that I'm going to show you, this infrared video and some color photographs of this object right here. And I don't know if this is what all the hubbub is about or not, but man, it was really going on. Let me put it that way for a few days there. Same object overly enhanced, of course, to show you that it's not an airplane. Here's another enhanced still of this video that I'm going to show you. And I've got color photographs of this object or two objects, okay, and they don't match this, and yet I took them at the same time. So in the infrared video, this thing looks like it's, or these things look like they're out of focus. In other words, I had the camera focused at a far away, and it looks like in the video that it's an airplane just out of focus flying by. But then I got to looking at it, and when I was doing screen grabs, I'm like, this may not be out of focus at all. Okay, these may be clear containers out around the objects themselves. Now, let me show you what I mean. I'll show you this here video. And you can see the pulse, right? And you can see there's two objects. It looks like, probably a wingtip and a belly light, right? They're strobing, aren't they? I mean, so it just looks like an airplane that's out of focus. You can see the stars in the background. They're relatively in focus because of the way I had the camera, focused out to infinity or practically. So I got to figure, well, these are, that's just a close-up airplane out of focus. I don't think so. I really don't. Because the color photographs that I took while this thing was flying by don't match what this looks like. And there's got to be a reason for that. It's the same objects, just a couple different cameras. So how can that possibly be? You know what I mean? And the way I figure, the interior of whatever these things are is illuminating its container. In other words, it's got like a glass sphere, where they got clear aluminum or something now going on. Who knows with these fancy materials that they got. But whatever it is on the inside, I think that I have photographs of, is lighting up the exterior container that may be able to cloak these objects at any given time simply by, vibrating the container to a certain level to where you can't see it. And it hides the interior. So, like I said, this does not look like the objects in the infrared unless you continue this line out around the outside, right? If you put a circle out around the outside of this, this could simply be on the inside of the what appeared to be out of focus images. Let me show you what I mean here. See this here? Those could very well be contained. I mean, if you look right here, out around the outside, and you go like that, now you've got that round image that you were seeing in the infrared. So I think these things have some kind of a stealth container or a exterior, and this is contained on the inside and invisible when and if they decide to be, based on whatever that shield is that goes around the outside and how it's vibrated or activated. You know what I mean? So these things have to work somehow, whether they're alive, like those things that were in the NASA's tether video. I mean, I think those were probably life forms, right out there on the edge of space. So if that's possible, then, stuff like this is possible as far as a life form goes. I mean, they could be a machine, and no doubt about that. But nonetheless, they're still there, whatever they are. So let me know what you think. I'd appreciate that. And appreciate you stopping by and having a look, that's for sure. And hopefully we'll get to do this again some other time. So take care out there no matter what you're doing. Thanks again.